טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שברחים גם יחד.
Welcome, everyone. It's good to be together as the week comes to an end. There is a lot that goes on the calendar, the Shabbat. It's Shabbat like it is every week. It is the 6th night of Hanukkah. It is Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month of Tevet, and it's also the beginning of the bat mitzvah of Farah Forb, who's going to be called to the Torah tomorrow morning. And Farah, we're so happy to celebrate with you and your family this Shabbat. Now, one of the classic halachic discussions in the Talmud, the Jewish legal discussions, is what you do on the Shabbat of Hanukkah. There's a lot of flames, a lot of candles to light. When do you light them? When's the right time to do that? And so traditionally, you light the Hanukkah candles right before you light Shabbat candles. And that's what we did at my home as the sun went down this evening. But in shul, we bring in the days together, and our candles have been lit already. But I'm going to invite everyone to rise as we join together in Ma'oz Tzor, marking the 6th night of Hanukkah.
Ma'oz Tzor Yeshuati, Lecha na'el shabeach, Tikon beit tefilati, V'sham toda nizabeach, V'yetachin ba'beach, V'yitzam nabeach, Ad Egmor b'shir mizmor, Chanukah hamizbeach, Ad Egmor b'shir mizmor, Chanukah hamizbeach.
Now we turn to our Shabbat candles, and I want to call on Farah and her family to help us in the bracha and the blessing, welcoming in Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. You may be seated. Farah is going to stay with us up on the bima and lead us in Kabbalat Shabbat. Special Psalms, welcoming in the day of rest. Let's turn to the Sidurim, the prayer books, the smaller of the two books, to page 11. We open with the words of Psalm 95. Let us go and sing to God. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, we greet God as we raise our voice in song. Page 11, Lechuner Anana.
Nadia, Nadia, Litzuri, Shenu, Nikad, Mafana, Bitoda. Nadia, Nadia, Litzuri, Shenu, Bismi, Rot, Nadia, Lo. Lechuneranena, 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 Leadonai. Lechuneranena, 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 Leadonai.
The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult, even the trees of the forest sing praise to God. Let's turn to page 14, the middle of the page, Yismechu Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel ha'aretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Oh, Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yismehu Hashamayim. Yismehu Hashamayim. Yismehu Hashamayim. V'tagel ha'aretz.
Turn to page 20, the final 3 lines of the page, Romamu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lechar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lechar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lechar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lechar kodsho.
Turn to page 23 as we welcome the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat Bride, the words of Lecha Dodi. Farah is going to lead us in the first 2 stanzas on page 23. Then we turn to the final stanza, Boi v'shalom, come in peace. At that moment, it's traditional to rise in our places and to face the door of the congregation. Page 23, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesuka. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, la 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 la, lecha dodi, likra kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. May be seated. Yishar kochech to Farah for getting us started with Kabbalat Shabbat. Let's turn to page 27. It's good to thank you, O God, to sing to your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. At the top of the page, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Ladonai, Uzamer Lishimcha Elyon, Ulizamer Lishimcha Elyon. Lehagid baboker, baboker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha, ba'aleilot, alei asor, va'alei navel, alei higayon, Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer lishimcha elyon. Ulizamer lishimcha elyon. Tzadik tamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yizke shetulim beveit Adonai v'chatzorot Eloheinu yafrichu odinu b'sevad shinim rananim yehiu lehagid ki yashar Adonai turi v'lo havlatabo.
Page 29.
Adonai malachi ulavesh, lavesh. Adonai osi tazar apti konte velepatimo. Yikolot mayim rabim adirim mishmereyam adir bamarom Adonai irotachanem nimyovetcha navakodesh Adonai leorech yamim.
I invite everyone to please rise. And each and every Shabbat, we share words of bracha, words of blessing, our oldest words of blessing, the priestly blessing, the yivarechecha. At home, we do it with our families. Here, we share it with the people around us in the community. So feel free to go over to the person next to you as we join together in this ancient blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha kein yehi ratzon.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God turn God's face to you, and may God be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ein yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ein yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon.
God grant you shalom, grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon. May be seated. Now we turn to the prayer for healing as we think of the people in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being this Shabbat. If you'd like to include someone in this prayer, I invite you to rise and to share the names of the people you're praying for when I come to you. Bet kol hacholim, and all those who are ill, we join together the prayer for healing.
Yisheberach avotenu mikor habracha us of strength, who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 30. I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join with me in the words of the Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divera kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam olameo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav u'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. You may be seated. Good Shabbos, everyone. So I know a number of you were at the absolutely beautiful, incredible concert last night. A big yashar kochech to Cantor Lissick for singing in it, but most importantly for organizing and making it possible for the Jewish community to have such a happy moment on Hanukkah. It was magnificent, and I know how much you know how much work went into it. But I want to tell them about a little kind of funny discussion that we had with the symphony about the candles. Okay, so many things that it took to plan it. One was getting a Chanukiah onto the stage of night theater. Specifically, getting a Chanukiah with candles onto the stage. Because originally, and understandably, the symphony wanted to use an electric menorah because you see them all over the place. And so the discussion, well, and it's also a fire safety hazard. That's the main reason. But I had a very interesting discussion talking with them about how the act of lighting the candle is itself the celebration of Hanukkah, the act of lighting, of striking a match, of lighting a candle, of striking a flame, and that the flame, the fire, is the symbol that we turn to on Hanukkah, as opposed to the electric light bulb or the electric menorah, which is more of a decoration. But it's a fascinating discussion about the symbolism of fire, of light, in Jewish tradition. We, of course, have Shabbat candles every week, and probably the original reason for those is so that we would have light on Shabbat. But the Hanukkah candles are different. We specifically don't use the Hanukkah candles for light. We're not supposed to read by their light. We're not supposed to use them for warmth. We're just supposed to look at them, to light them, and to remember the story of Hanukkah, and to thank God for the miracles that the Maccabees experienced in that time. I wanted to share the words that I shared at the concert last night, the words of Torah about the significance of light in Hanukkah and the significance of lighting that menorah each and every year. And these words, of course, are related specifically to this year. And I was leaving the JCC this morning, and I asked somebody how his Hanukkah was going, and he said, it's really hard to mark Hanukkah this year, to celebrate Hanukkah this year. I just don't feel like it. I said my answer was specifically, I think that's exactly the time when you should make a big deal out of celebrating Hanukkah. But this is a reprise of what I shared last night. I said that the Jewish story begins with the opening act of Sefer Breshit, the book of Genesis. It opens with an act of creating light. When God looks out at the world before creation and sees a world that in Hebrew is tohu vavohu, is chaotic and unformed. And God says, "Let there be light," the first words that God offers in the Torah. And bringing light to that darkness is the first act of creation. God creates the world throughout the story of Genesis and places us in it and gives us the job to continue to create the world in the image that God imagined. Then, thousands of years later, we get to the Hanukkah story, when the Maccabees retake Jerusalem, but they look out at their destroyed and defiled temple, and they feel a great sense of pain. They see their sacred world, their beautiful world, and the temple was imagined as a miniature version of the world that God had created. And they see that world destroyed, they see it return to chaos. But instead of mourning, of grieving, they choose to rebuild. And they choose to focus on a powerful symbol, the symbol of the giant golden menorah. Ours is wood, but theirs was a very impressive single piece of gold fashioned into the menorah as described in the Torah. They stand the menorah up and they're ready to light it. But with just that one little cruse of oil, they light, hoping that it will last, hoping it will burn for just one day. But miraculously, we know that God's presence returns to the temple, symbolized by the light burning for 8 days. Now, we tell that story because light, again, is a symbol. We tell it as a symbol of resilience and as a lesson for Jewish people to continue to bring light to the world with our sense of pride in our identity, the pride in our history, pride in our faith, all of the things that we are so proud of ourselves, we're supposed to share with the world. And Hanukkah specifically takes place at the darkest time of the year, because those candles do bring us a sense of light and warmth on short, cold days. But of course, this year, Hanukkah began in about as dark a way as possible. Even before we began Hanukkah, on the other side of the world, when it started so much sooner in Australia, Hanukkah began with a tragedy, with the atrocity of the attack on Bondi Beach in Sydney. And we know that we're spending a lot of this Hanukkah in mourning, grieving for the Jewish people who could have been us, going out to celebrate Hanukkah, simply wanting to express that sense of pride in being Jewish and to celebrate a fun holiday. After seeing that, it would be so easy to step back from our faith and to unconsciously show everyone around us that it's safer to be fearful. And that is a very natural reaction, to pull back. But we know, Hanukkah reminds us over and over again, that the response is different. God's first command to the world, "Let there be light," continues to be our mitzvah to fulfill. The Maccabees brought light back to the temple. They put light out there in a time of oppression of the Jewish people. And we continue to light our Chanukiot in memory of their faith in the face of time of fear. We start, as we do each year, with one small flame on the first night of Hanukkah, but each night we add to it. We increase the light, increase the flame as we add more candles. And tonight, of course, we're past the midpoint of Hanukkah. We're up to 6 nights. As we lit candles at home, my kids were like, "I can't believe it's almost over already." And so you got two more nights to go. But it feels like a beautiful holiday, and it always comes, I think, for me at the right time. It feels good this time of year on a very short days. But specifically, as I said to the guy as I was leaving the gym this morning, I think this year it is extra important that we celebrate Hanukkah in our homes and out and about, whether it's putting an electric menorah or a blow-up Hanukkah bear in front of your house or the Chanukiah in your window. It continues to be an important religious act. Shabbat Shalom. Turn to page 39. We rise for the Baruch Hu, beginning the Mariv, the evening service.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai
be seated. Blessed are you, Lord our God, creator of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ולילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, אמרי ורבי.
Amen. Page 40.
יהם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ועבדך תשים ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Continue, page 42.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
And Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, top of page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה נורא תהילות, אוסף אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, כל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us again to life. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, swords, starvation, and sorrow, and remove the evil forces that surround us. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, leshalom, leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, leshalom, leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, malkeinu, lechaim, lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat, shlomecha, shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, we thank Adonai and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzitinu vo'inu lechaim uleshalom me'ata v'ad olam, ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Page 46, please rise.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לתורות המרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורות המרית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורות הברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורות הברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לתורות הברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויבר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. ושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן ביעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
Spend the next few moments in silent prayer with the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47, including the special insertion for Hanukkah.
Light one for those who taught us not to be afraid. Light one for those who showed us how we could be brave. Light one more, light it for we have come to celebrate. Light one candle, Hanukkah is here. Light one for the dreidel as we watch them spinning around. Light one for the Nes Gadol, 'cause miracles abound. Light one more and light it for laughter, singing, happy sounds.
continue on page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתקדע ויתקדע שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועמד יברח חילותי ומחמחותי בחיי חונה ומחונה בחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך. לעולם ולעולם מעולמיה. יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויבר ויתרומם וינשא. ויתהדר ויצל שמי קודשה בריחו. לילה מן חבר חטא ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה. דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלצון ובאותן זוכי ישראל קדם. אבון וישמעי ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרב מן שמי וחיים אלין ועכו ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Amen. Page 55, please rise for Kiddush. I want to call Farah back to the bima. I want to invite any kids to join me up front for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho ba'ava ufratzon hinchalanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim. Continue on page 56 with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומה שמקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו, לגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו איnon, הם מלכינו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום להשיב אותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחתינו. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
May be seated. Turn to page 58. This week, we observe the yortzites of Adoria Sylvia Goodman, Ann Marks Langman, Barbara Nathan Brenner, Betty Weiss, Burton Lasac, Dilla Jaffa, Hilda Cobran, Solomon Falk, Aaron Nurek, Ellen Walker, Isra Miller, Jack Hurd, Pamela Siegel, Sydney Seff, Thelma Hagen. Fern Dunn Krebs, Fred Stern. Louis Levy, Mamie Talachko, Philip Tager, Richard Earl Krebs. Alan Rose, Ben Brook, Dora Davis. Etan Flores, Leonard Hollander. Lily Lubin Davis, Mordechai Mendel Mazursky, Rabbi Richard Rocklin, Shmuel Fuchs, Vera Weissman, William Aaron Estroff, Charles Layton, Irving Stern, Janice Levine, June Miller, Kalman Sutker, Linda Sarah, Philip Wittes, Phyllis Apple, Sam Brenner, Ann Jennis, Herman Smith, Leonora Lewin, Lillian Dibner, Lori Shiften, Michael First, Meyer Aschendorf, Pearl Perlmutter, Wendy Rose, Beatrice Cantor, Brenda Meltzner, Louis Brownstein, Rosalie Albaum, Thomas Patrick Carney Jr., Albert Shafetz, Cheryl Ann Pepper, David Brenner, Doris Flegel, Hannah Abrams, Lena Schultz-Leibovitz, Molly Goldfarb, Morris Goodman, Theodore Goldsmith. We also mark the recent passings of Dr. Kirk Brink, of Barbara Levin, and of Lloyd Scher. We'll continue the Shiva for Barbara, of blessed memory. Sunday concludes at 5:30 in the afternoon here at Temple Israel. For Lloyd Scher, his funeral will be Monday morning at the Hebrew Cemetery at 11 o'clock a.m., and his son Heath will be at Temple Israel to say Kaddish at 7 o'clock that evening at Arminian. Page 58, I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael v'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam olameo maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yithalal, shemei dekudsha, brihu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru, amen, yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen, oseh shalom b'mromav, V'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. Good Shabbos again, everyone. I want to welcome Farah's family, the Forb family. Mazal Tov. Farah, great job getting us started tonight and tomorrow morning. We're looking forward to celebrating the Bat Mitzvah with you. Tonight at the end of services, the Forbes invite everyone to join them for an Oneg Shabbat in the social hall behind the sanctuary when we finish tonight. And tomorrow morning, we want to thank the Forbes, and we want to thank Tess and Jonathan Berger, and Nola and Bernie Zimmerman, who are all sponsoring the Kiddush. The Forbes in honor of Farah's Bat Mitzvah, and the Bergers and the Zimmermans in honor of their granddaughter's baby naming, which is actually really a huge simcha tomorrow, so it's going to be a beautiful Shabbat. A number of upcoming events. Tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock p.m., join the Men's Club for Wontons and Wisdom, Havdalah, candle lighting, and an evening of Chinese food, vegetarian, and brain-teasing trivia. It was a lot of fun last year, and I'm sure it will be great this year as well. Men's Club Wednesday, December 24th at 11 o'clock a.m. is joining together here at Temple Israel to cook and then deliver meals for 150 men at the men's shelter of Charlotte. Always enjoyed by the people who come together to cook and appreciated by the people who get to eat the meals afterwards. And even though it is Hanukkah now, we're already looking ahead to Purim. And on January 11th is the Purim Spiel kickoff. And this year's theme is K-pop Haman Hunters. Excited? Yeah. You have to watch the movie first. And January 11th, come learn more and get involved and get help ready to start planning a spiel that's sure to be fun and energetic. And it was an awesome Purim last year, and we'll look to top it this year. I'm personally excited that coming up, there's a new Melton class in the winter and the spring called Timeless Tales, Modern Sensibilities, a deep look at the books of Esther and Ruth. This is a class that I'll be teaching. It's at Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, Wednesdays at 7:30, following Minyan. Beginning January 7th. I invite you to learn more and register on the website. And finally, a request: as the days have gotten shorter, the darkness comes sooner, and people travel this time of year, we really need help making our evening minyan in the Temple Israel Chapel. 5:30 is on Sundays and 7 o'clock Monday through Thursday. And your presence really makes a difference to have 10 adult Jews to enable people to say the mourner's Kaddish. It really does make a difference when people show up. And so we appreciate everyone's help in making a minyan. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat services at 9:30 a.m. Let's turn back to page 5. In the middle of the page, we conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with the words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Roachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah.
Shabbat Shalom, Happy Hanukkah, Mazel Tov.